What's up everyone, your boy Tapesh Kumar here, and 22nd May must be a really bad day for aviation. Back in 2010, on 22nd May, which is the date of recording this video, a Boeing 737 belonging to Air India Express had crashed in Bangalore and it killed 158 people. Today, on 22nd of May 2020, a Pakistan Airlines A320 crashed and it has killed 99 people as per reports as of now. Must be a really bad day for aviation. So in this episode of Cockpit Stories, which is episode 8, I had planned to tell you guys about the Mangalore crash, how that 737 ended up going outside the runway in Mangalore and killing a lot of people. But today afternoon I got the news, I'm sure all of you must have also seen the news, about how the Pakistan Airlines A320 ended up crashing. So before we continue with the Mangalore crash, I just want to update you guys about whatever the initial reports are saying about the crash in Pakistan. The aircraft was an A320. It was doing a flight from Lahore to Karachi. On its approach into Karachi, apparently the landing gear did not extend. So they planned to do a belly landing, which is basically landing the aircraft on its belly instead of the wheels. During the approach, they were unstabilized, I guess, and they ended up going around. So during the go around, unfortunately, they also hit a lot of birds. So when they hit the birds, both the engines went off. They were producing very low thrust. Both the engines had severe damage. And as a result, the pilots declared a mayday, which is an emergency, and they came in for another approach into Karachi. During that approach, because the engine power was very less, the aircraft ended up stalling. It could not reach the runway because it did not have sufficient thrust, and as a result it ended up crashing over a lot of houses. And as per the initial reports, there have been some casualties on the ground and no one in the aircraft has survived. There were 92 people on board and 6 crew members, so 98 people as of now have unfortunately lost their lives. The following are some of the videos which people have captured out there, and these might be disturbing to some of you, so please watch them with caution. This is the conversation which the pilots had with the air traffic control. These were the last few words spoken by the pilots before they ended up crashing.
303 clear line 25 clear. Roger, Pakistan 830. 303 going round. For Pakistan 8303, we would like to come again for ILS 25 left. Roger, 10 left heading 110, climb 3000. Left heading confirm. Confirm. Left heading 110, climb 3000. 110, climb 3000, Pakistan 8303. 8303, you are jumping altitude 2000. Sir, we have just give me 2000. So maintain 2000. 8303, most rally showing 1800 feet at descent. Copy it, sir. We are now maintaining, trying to maintain, sir. 8303 approach. Ji, sir. Appears to be turning left. While proceeding back, sir, we have lost engines. Confirm you are carrying out belly landing? Runway available to land at 25. Roger. Clear, mayday, Pakistan 8303. Pakistan 8303, Roger, sir. Both runways available to land.
A really sad incident. My heartfelt condolences to all the families who lost their loved ones, and rest in peace to all the people who died. So before we continue with the story, I would like to tell you guys about a very special program that we're starting at Vinod Yadav Aviation Academy. So all of you who are in class 9th, 10th, 11th, or you've just entered class 12th, you guys can join our orientation program. So it's a program which will help you guys understand the intricacies of being a pilot. You and your parents will get to know everything involved, starting from the cost to the amount of studies required to the future possibilities. Everything will be included in this course. If you guys wish to join us, Speak to your parents, and you can always call us up on the numbers given in the description or coming up on your screen right now. And exactly 10 years ago on this very day, 22nd of May 2010, a Boeing 737 belonging to Air India Express crashed at Mangalore just because the captain did not listen to the first officer and he continued an unstabilized approach. Today I'll be telling you guys the story of this third worst aviation disaster in India and how it unraveled. Let's get started. The story starts with a Boeing 737 which belonged to Air India Express. The aircraft was doing a flight from Dubai to Mangalore. It was a midnight departure from Dubai and the aircraft was scheduled to arrive into Mangalore at about 6 o'clock in the morning. The captain, who was a Serbian expat pilot, actually slept in the flight for 110 minutes. This was picked up by the cockpit voice recorder, according to which there were snoring sounds in the cockpit and there was no conversation between the pilots for 110 minutes. Now, sleeping on flights for pilots is allowed, but with certain precautions, which call for another video. It is allowed, but not for 110 minutes. That's almost about 2 hours that the captain was sleeping. The first officer was an Indian. He was ex-Jet Airways and he had recently joined Air India Express. He was also very senior. He had about 3,500 hours and the captain had about 10,000 hours. So the crew was very experienced on the flight. Now, on that particular morning, the Mangalore radar was inoperative. As a result, the ATC could not give the aircraft permission to descend till a very later point of time. Normally, commercial airplanes descend at an angle of approximately about 3 degrees, which means to descend down from our cruising altitudes all the way to the runway, we need approximately about 100 to 120 nautical miles. However, on this particular day, the crew got lesser track miles to descend. However, this is not a very major thing. It happens very regularly and we pilots can cater for it by making the aircraft descend down faster. But in this particular case, the pilots failed to do so. They could not manage the descent properly and ended up being very high on the approach. In Mangalore, the final descent onto the runway is supposed to be started at 2,000 feet. However, this particular aircraft, because it was high on approach, started the approach at 4,600 feet, which is 2,600 feet above the normal altitude, and that is extremely dangerous. As a result, the aircraft had to do a very steep descent on the ILS. Now, ILS is an instrument which guides an airplane down to the runway. So normally on an ILS approach, an aircraft descends at about 800-900 feet per minute. But this particular aircraft had to descend down very fast because they were very high. This also resulted in a lot of GPWS warnings. Now, GPWS is a system which warns the pilots when they are getting too close to the ground at a very high rate. So the GPWS on the aircraft cautioned the pilots that they were descending extremely fast. However, these cautions were disregarded by the captain. The first officer also asked the captain to go around 3 times. Now, as a rule in the cockpit during the final approach, if any of the pilots says go around, the aircraft will go around. It becomes binding on both the people. For example, if the first officer is flying and the captain says go around, the first officer has to go around and vice versa. But in this particular case, despite being told to go around 3 times, the captain disregarded the first officer and still continued the approach. Also, as a rule, if, for example, I am the first officer and I tell my captain to go around, and if he does not listen, I have to be authoritative and I have to tell him again. But if he still does not listen, it is my job as the pilot, who is in charge of the aircraft also, to take over the controls and do the go around or do whatever maneuver is necessary to maintain the safety of the aircraft. However, sadly, the first officer in this case did not take that decision. He did not take over controls and he was kind of subdued by the captain. So by the time the aircraft reached 1000 feet AFE, it was totally unstabilized. Now 1000 feet is a gate. A gate means it is a reference value at which all approaches to any runway have to be stabilized. This particular aircraft was in no way stabilized at 1000 feet, and that automatically calls for a go around and a missed approach. However, in this particular case, the approach was continued. As per the crash reports, the reasons could be two. Number one could be the captain had slept for a long time and his senses were kind of subdued by the sleep. As a result, he was not fully aware of his surroundings, of what was happening, and as a result, he ended up continuing the approach. The second reason could be get-homeitis. Now, this is a very common cause in a lot of aviation accidents and incidents. Basically, the flight was a midnight one. The pilots had stayed up all night and they were just about to go home. They could see the runway right in front of them, and you naturally, subconsciously get a feeling कि चलना यार, land कर देते हैं and let's go home. Now, airplanes are supposed to touch down 1000 feet down the runway. So when you come in for a landing, you have 1000 feet to flare the aircraft, reduce your rate of descent and smoothly touch down on the runway. However, this particular aircraft, because they were following a very steep descent angle and the rate of descent was very high, they could not touch down at 1000 feet. They actually ended up touching 5200 feet down the runway. Now remember, Mangalore runway is only 8000 feet. When you touch down the aircraft at 5200 feet down the runway, you only have 2800 feet left to stop the aircraft. Now the thing is, a Boeing 737 can still manage to stop within 2800 feet. The brakes are good enough, and if you use all possible decelerating devices on the aircraft, you will stop within 2800 feet. However, the captain, when he touched down on the runway, realized his mistake. He realized that he was too far down the runway and the runway was coming to an end. As a result, in a state of panic, he decided to go around after the aircraft had touched down on the runway and after the thrust reversers had been deployed. Now, thrust reversers are devices which reverse the thrust of the engine. So normally, jet engines, they throw air behind and produce forward thrust. When you use thrust reversers, the engines will throw the air towards the front of the aircraft and produce a stopping force. But when you have deployed thrust reversers, your forward thrust is no longer available. However, in this particular case, the captain decided to go around despite deploying the thrust reversers, which is a very big mistake. Now, because the engines were not producing forward thrust, but because the captain decided to go around, जहाज कहीं बीच में फंस गया. Neither could it stop nor could it take off again, and as a result, it ended up going beyond the runway. Now, Mangalore runway is very special in the sense it's only one out of the 3 tabletop runways we have in India. The other 2 tabletop runways in India are in Lengpui and in Kozhikode. Now, there was a sand arrestor barrier at the end of the runway. A sand arrestor barrier is basically some sand on the ground which will decelerate the aircraft much faster than a normal paved runway. However, the aircraft was moving so fast that the sand arrestor barrier also could not stop the aircraft, and it ended up going down the slope and down the hill. Now, before going down the hill, the aircraft also hit a localizer antenna, which is an antenna placed at the end of the runway. This further destabilized the aircraft, and as the aircraft went downhill beyond the runway, it broke up into several pieces. This breaking up into several pieces actually saved the lives of 6 people. These people were sitting very close to the places from where the aircraft broke, so they could actually just untie their seatbelt and walk away from the crash. However, the remaining 152 people were not as lucky. Most of them had survived the crash, but they could not survive the flames which had engulfed the aircraft. There was a lot of fuel on board the aircraft when it landed, and that fuel had caught fire, and most of the people died of burn injuries. So that was the story of the Mangalore air crash. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Once again, my sincere condolences to everyone involved in the Mangalore air crash and also in the Pakistan Airlines crash. I hope the departed rest in peace, and may God give their families strength to tide over these tough times. This is your boy Tapesh Kumar signing off. I'll see you guys in the next one.